Good afternoon, Nigel. How are you today?
Good afternoon, Peter. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you very much. Well, Nigel, thanks very much for sharing your time this afternoon. Welcome to the Business Spotlight. If we could start, first of all, could you tell me a little about yourself and your business, please?
So I'm Nigel Beggs, founder of NBAS Chartered Accountants, founded in 2016, and now have a team of 9, which has built up over the last couple of years. We're a chartered accountancy practice, and we provide accountancy and taxation services to clients throughout the United Kingdom.
And how long have you been involved in accountancy for, Nigel?
So I've been involved in accountancies from very early age. I suppose probably in the vocational A levels. Got a bit of advice from a business studies teacher to sort of focus on one area of business, not just the whole broad range. So at that stage, I'd always loved maths at sort of high school. So I decided to go on and do an accountancy degree. And then I was fortunate enough to be, I play bowls outside work. So I was fortunate enough to be offered a placement with a accountancy practice. I think it was age 16 or 17, well, probably 17 or 18 at the time. So went for summer placement and sort of it spiraled from there, done my accountancy degree and went on and done professional exams.
And what was the spark, Nigel, that led you to launch the business, to start your own business?
Good question, I suppose. Probably felt like I was maybe stuck in a bit of a rut where I was. Wasn't probably seeing my career going the way I wanted it to go. So I suppose turned 30, took a bit of initiative to say, look, it's now or never. Didn't have probably many overheads at home. So just decided at that stage that, look, I need to go out and try this for myself. So as I saw what they done and saw ways that I thought I could do things better. So yeah, I had a very amicable conversation with my boss at the time. Gave them 4 months notice, worked through a very busy January tax return season, and then I suppose made my exit from the practice and set up NBAS Chartered Accountants.
And can you describe the type of person or business that would most benefit from your services?
I suppose people tend to have really good specialism in something. I don't do much reading, but the sort of the things that I pick up from reading is if you're not good at something, outsource it. And that's something I've learned probably from the start. So people are obviously very good at making money, or successful businesses are very good at making money. It's being tax efficient, it's keeping on top of deadlines and compliance. So it's those people who aren't great with deadlines, don't really understand numbers, and I suppose just are happy to have that person or people or team of people by their side to help them with their VAT returns, with their payroll, with their end of year accounts, and with maybe going a bit further and looking at sort of tax planning and maybe planning for the retirement and different aspects of things like that.
What would you say has been the most significant lesson that you've learned since becoming a business owner?
Follow your gut. If your gut tells you something, probably 99 times out of 100 it's right. If there's a relationship that's not working, whether it be with a client, whether it be a staff member, I guess, whether it's with something that's impacting your business, that's a negative impact, and it's probably best to end that as quickly as possible, and let both parties move on to sort of either find a new accountant or I suppose move on to a different job if that's the case. I suppose that's where I saw my background. I was kind of felt my career was stagnating a wee bit, and probably thought about it for a long time, maybe starting to impact my health to a certain degree, before I took the decision to leave. But yeah, I think just follow your gut.
And what would you say has been the toughest obstacle that you've had to overcome in your business journey so far?
COVID was one of the massive impacts for our business. We were getting information from sort of obviously Rishi Sunak, who at the time was the Chancellor, standing on the stage, offering out furlough, offering out self-employed support scheme. Probably at that stage, my phone was basically like a hotline. I had clients phoning me basically as Rishi Sunak was standing on stage, making the announcements, asking me what that meant for them. And quite often the detail of the thing was following on in the sort of days after the announcements. So that was definitely a challenging time. Not being in an office with my team at that stage was difficult. Trying to learn to work remotely. I think everyone was making adaptations to their business to try and make it work. But I suppose we were tasked with trying to help as many businesses as possible throughout that period of time, and I suppose not necessarily getting the financial reward for that, just wanting to do it for goodwill to make sure the clients were still there at the end of it.
Well, and thankfully now COVID is firmly in the rear view mirror. So if you think about like today, we're into the second half of 2023. So what's currently motivating you and driving your passion for your business?
So I just like to do well, like to see my team do well, so like to see my clients do well. So as I get kicks out of seeing my clients grow, seeing them develop, so seeing them be happy in their personal and professional lives. So that's a motivation for me. I've kind of always had that sort of business brain of understanding the mechanics and trying to see beyond numbers and stuff and see just what's actually causing the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to work with clients on those.
And if it were possible and you could go back in time, what advice would you give to the 18-year-old Nigel?
Anything you want to do in life, personally, do it while you're young, before you're older and have more commitments and stuff, I suppose. Sometimes it's hard to get a bit of downtime from work. We live in an age now where there's Facebook, there's WhatsApp, there's email, there's text message, there's people just dropping into the office. We live in a communication age, basically. It's that's not even counting probably Instagram and LinkedIn and all those other social media channels. It's very difficult to keep on top of everything. People, I suppose, if you could pick a couple of communication channels and stick to them, that would be a good thing. But yeah, it's just hard to get away properly and suppose have a good holiday and fully switch off from the communication. People still expect you to be in contact and in touch and stuff. So that's the difficult aspect. So I would say, if you want to go traveling, do it while you're young, do it before you start a business, before you get deep into your professional career and things like that.
And if looking ahead now, to the next 12 months and indeed beyond, what sort of new or upcoming aspects are you most excited about for your business?
We've been through a period of sort of exponential growth over the past while. We've added 3 new staff members this year, and possibility of a 4th one starting as well. So business has really expanded. I'm looking forward to seeing the growth continue, continuing to help clients, continuing to help them to grow, learning about new businesses. There's obviously new businesses appearing with different mechanics to them, and trying to understand them. Maybe working in industries that I haven't worked in before. So yeah, there's still a lot to, I obviously know a lot, but still have a lot to learn as well. It's the thing, if you sort of you're continually learning, you're continually adapting to things. So it's the education and the learning off new people.
And are there any particular industries that you'd like to get involved with that maybe you're not involved with at the minute?
I would say probably during COVID or shortly after COVID, of a kind of a growing reputation, I suppose, in sort of film and TV. Look after sort of a couple of actresses, talent agency, sort of freelance director, videographer. I'm nearly getting to the stage where I can make my own movie if I wanted to, or have the script. Unfortunately, the accounting's already been done. I'm probably a very different accountant to what happens in the day and daily.
Yeah, and I wondered what the S was in NBAS, but it's obviously showbiz.
So I suppose Northern Ireland's obviously a growing industry for that sort of sector. We're investing a lot of money in new studios and things. So to be a part of that industry that's growing and stuff, you probably hear me talking a lot about growth. So it's being in those innovative industries that are growing, moving forward, introducing new technologies, different ways of working. Yeah, that's all sort of exciting stuff to be involved in.
Superb. And if somebody likes what they've heard, Nigel, from you, and they'd like to sort of reach out to you or your business, what would be the best way for them to go about that?
Either pick up the phone the office, email myself, or sort of check out the website. There's online query or sort of form on there to get in touch with us. Yeah, so there's many forms of communication. As I was touching on earlier, so just get in touch and we'll see if we can do business together.
Fantastic. Well, Nigel Beggs from NBAS, Chartered Accountants, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. It's been awesome to hear about your story and how you've grown the business from start to a team of 9. That's absolutely inspirational. So thank you very much indeed for your time. And I wish you and your business and your family indeed all the success for the future. Thanks very much, Nigel.
Thanks very much for having me, Peter.